Welcome back to another episode of Real Aussie Adventures. What an adventure this morning has been, and I haven't even started filming yet. No, this morning, so probably like just 10 to 6, I heard a car with a rattle its way through the caravan park, and I unzipped the window and I saw a trailer and I was like, a trailer! Thinking, oh my gosh, someone's come into the trailer park and has looted people's stuff. So I raced outside of the tent, ran around the side, adrenaline pumping through me, turned around, and all of our stuff is still here. Thank goodness. So I just basically struck the fear of God into me at 10 to 6 in the morning. Perfect time to wake up. It was freezing, by the way. And now I've gone to cook our bacon breakfast. And I have discovered, well, first of all, we already knew that was off, but it's not in its little holder. Like, it normally gets held in this, in the crook just there. But it's not there. It's gone. And I don't know where it's gone, but we can't have food. We can use the other gas bottle, but there's still gas in that one, so.
He mainly collects white things, but he likes a few other blues and a bit of green up that side there he collects. But the green's always on the left hand side for some reason. And then he picks up some gravel, and you'll see some roofing screws and tech screws and that out of the workshop. He raids the workshop and grabs anything out of there that's shiny. And so this is a bachelor's pad.
Oh, okay.
So this is for display purposes only. And what he does, he call out, the mating season will start in another month, start of September, and he will call out to the female birds, and he'll hop around here with his little crest. He's got a purple crest. He'll put that up, he'll hop around and do a bit of a dance, and if they like his bower and like him, well, they'll mate, and then the female goes off and builds the nest, lays the eggs and rears the young, but he stays here and displays a bit more, trying to get more mates. So that's his great lifestyle.
Wouldn't have had time to eat breakfast and then go and do that, so we decided to have a little bit more of a late brunch. Well, late breakfast, early brunch, and then we'll head into Katherine and conquer the Nitmuluk National Park. Should be a good day. Currently we've left Manbulloo station and are sitting in a car park in Katherine because we figured it was already sort of 10:30. We were like, if we don't leave now, we're just not going to do anything. So we're sat in the car park. Jacob's been organising some experiences for us to do at the national parks in Katherine. So we're going for a canoeing experience tomorrow, and we'll do a cave tour today in the afternoon. And I'm sitting here writing up our latest shopping list because we're running low on some supplies. So that will be that. Alright, so we decided to occupy our spare hour by going to Woolworths and doing our shopping, which is just sort of on Jacob's lap. We didn't even get a chance to put it away because we were looking at one of the other sort of non-essential items that we needed, and Jacob looks at his phone and it's 12:09. And he goes, "Xanthi, we need to go," in that kind of tone, right? And I sit there and the fear of God is struck into me in that moment. My legs are weak, my arms start feeling like spaghetti, and I am like, we need to go now. Because we've booked a cave tour at 1 o'clock and it takes us about half an hour to get there. And of course we still needed to get out of the turnstiles and everything. We're on the road, we're gonna make it, but goodness me, that was quite intense. And of course, just at the time whenever I want to go through the checkouts is when everybody else seems to want to go through the checkouts. So we kind of had to wait a little bit, not too long, but you know, it was still enough of a wait for me to go, oh my goodness me, the adrenaline is coursing through my bones, my hands are shaking. But yeah, we're on our way, we made it. We did our big weekly, we did our big shop up, so that's good. We don't have to worry about doing that tomorrow when we're leaving Katherine and heading somewhere else. That is that. We made it. Finished putting on sunscreen, got my hat on, and I'm glad that I filled up the water bottles this morning. But we're here and we're gonna go on our tour, departing in 4 minutes. So we did it. Where the water, when the wet season rises, goes out, and that goes out to the Katherine Springs, which we'll be visiting later on today, and then it ends up in the Katherine River. Another interesting fact is 6 million, I think it was 6,000 years ago, the water was here, and then another 6,000 years ago the water was here, and now the water is here. Crazy. These are baby stalactites, which are also known as straws because they're actually hollow. I did not know that. Something else I found is that the soldiers used to come in here and party, and they'd actually shoot off with their guns the stalactites. So that white growth that you see there is regrowth from from 1940s when the soldiers lobbed them off with their guns. Crazy. Explored Cutter Caves. It is the warmest cave I've ever been in, as you can tell, because I've got a sleeveless shirt on and no jumper. But the last sort of, I guess, 20 meters was kind of a bit of a incline, maybe 30 degrees, and the temperature, well, not so much temperature, but the humidity definitely increased in that tiny little bit, which was crazy. Saw some petrified mud. I didn't realize mud could petrify. At some point in time it will fall off the ceiling, but that wasn't today. Might not be tomorrow. Might be next year, might be 20 years, 50 years, who knows. Certainly not the guide. It was a really interesting little wander through the cave system. And now we are on the scenic walk back to the kiosk, then hop back in our car, go off to Katherine Springs, and then hopefully make it back in time for the animal feeding, which I kind of missed yesterday. We have made it to the Katherine Hot Springs. Very exciting. Ready for a swim, ready to see how hot the water actually is. Also, I'm absolutely loving the fact that down on this walk here, you've got little animals imprinted into the concrete, and birds of Katherine all along the sides on banners. It's so cute. Just finished up at the hot springs, and now we are on our way back to Manbullo station, where we will sit down, chill out for the rest of the afternoon, and put away this large stack of groceries right here. We put the stuff in the fridge before, as I mentioned, or maybe didn't mention. But we've just got the rest of the non-perishable stuff and the fruits and things that we need to find a home for. As I mentioned yesterday, there is a horse and a donkey, and you're allowed to take food scraps to them. We did a big shop up today, and it was cheaper to buy 2 bags of kilo carrots than it was just to buy the one, and I had these 2 in mind. Yes, I have 3 carrots, and there's only the 2 of them. There are goats as well, so I might give some carrot to goat. I'm not sure. Just finished having a shower and trying to catch a little glimpse of the sunset because it's actually quite smoky tonight. Don't know if the video really captures it, but that is our sunset. It's really quite red and pink and very beautiful. But there's a lot of tree cover at my campsite, so I'm not really seeing much, and there's going to be more tree cover when the sun actually dips behind those bits, so don't know, but it looks really nice, so always down for always a sucker for a good looking sunset. Now time to cook dinner. We got all new neighbours today, and for whatever reason they all love the camp kitchen. It's really typical. Whenever I choose to use a camp kitchen, it's heaving with people. So I've resorted to cooking in the back, as I should. We ended up finding, well, Jacob ended up finding the cog for our gas. It had just fallen down there behind the gas bottle. But of course it wasn't something we could see unless we took the whole roller back and pulled the whole drawer out. Anyway, for dinner I have got some chicken which I am cooking up now. Got some carrot softening, and over there I have some packet soups, and mine has rice on top of it. So got some packet soups, chicken noodle and a lentil vegetable one. I put rice on the top of mine to bulk it out, and then I'll put the chicken in there once it's all finished, pop some extra carrots on the top, and call it dinner.